The sights and sounds of prison are unmistakable. For a person who finds himself on the inside, it can be a stark and sobering reality. But for some, this bleak situation only adds fuel to an already troubled mind. Conservative estimates say that around 15% of the prison population is dealing with some kind of mental illness, while Human Rights Watch puts that number closer to 50%. This is a situation the Johnson County Sheriff's Department has taken particular interest in.
Well, here in the county jail, we've actually been tracking that number. That we've shown we average about 17% of our population is taking psychotropic medications, which means they're being treated for a mental illness through psychiatric services. And then we would estimate, though, that we have another 3 to 4% that are untreated for a mental illness while they're in our facility at that same time. So oftentimes we're around 22%. I think most common is your generalized anxiety disorders, mood disorders. We do see a fair amount of people with schizophrenia and bipolar disorders, which are more serious disorders.
It's natural to wonder, how could things get this bad? And how could these numbers get so high? For the answer, it's necessary to go outside the walls of prison and take a closer look at America's mental hospitals.
Many state-run mental facilities, like this one here in Topeka, were closed over time due to reports of patient neglect and substandard living. And that's among the reasons why our U.S. prison system finds itself in the state it does now.
During the 1960s, an unexpected pairing occurred. Fiscal conservatives who wanted to cut social spending and liberal organizations who advocated for patients' rights both found themselves pushing to have many large mental health facilities closed. But regional authorities often found themselves financially strapped and ill-equipped to handle the sudden demand for more beds. As a result, many patients were left to their own devices and became homeless, putting them directly at odds with the criminal justice system.
I think a lot of the people, especially the people who we're talking that required a lot of the time for our mental health staff, are the individuals with oftentimes with thought disorders, and that would be your schizophrenias or some forms of bipolar disorder. And those individuals, often their crimes are either nuisance crimes, such as trespassing, or maybe mild shoplifting.
So, in an effort to deal directly with these rising numbers, the Johnson County Sheriff's Department has sought and received a grant for more than $500,000 from the Justice Department. The grant has been used to establish a multi-tiered program that advocates for people with mental illness at different stages throughout incarceration.
We actually formed a joint treatment program between Johnson County Mental Health, the Sheriff's Office, and Johnson County Department of Community Corrections. We're, I think, the only jail in the state of Kansas has full-time mental health center employees in their facility. And that allows for us to quickly gather information from clients of the mental health center that come into the facility, and then also allows us to make sure that we're setting up good plans for care after they leave the facility.
This young woman, we'll call her Melissa, is currently benefiting from being part of the program. As she nears her release date, she's allowed to live here at the Johnson County Sheriff's Residential Center.
When stuff's not right with me, I get stressed out, and stress for me can bring on migraines. And it's not all the time.
Together with her counselor, she addresses issues of mental illness and substance abuse, two things which often go hand in hand.
And I try to avoid it, but sometimes it's unavoidable. That's the problem.
And how is it going? Tell me a little bit about what's been going on.
That's the thing. I mean, obviously I want to be in the but it's like, I don't want to be here.
And hopefully, with the assistance of this new program, that'll be exactly the case. I'm Joshua Browning for the Johnson County Report.
Weeks that I've been doing, there's a problem. Right. I might not know what it is. Right.